सर कर दो शुरू।
Today we have see types and role of inflorescence. This topic for BSc first year presented by myself, Dr. Chavahn ST, Rashtramata Indira Gandhi College, Jalna. Hello. Definition of inflorescence. Inflorescence is defined as reproductive shoot bearing a number of flowers. Inflorescence is reproductive shoot. Shoot means stem bearing a number of flowers, sometimes only single flower. It may be terminal or axillary and may be branched in various ways. Thus, depending on mode of branching, different kind of inflorescence has come into existence. Our second definition, inflorescence is defined as specialized branch of flower bearing a group of flower. Inflorescence is defined as specialized branch of flower bearing group of flowers. And other definition, the arrangement of flower on the floral axis is called inflorescence. Some terminology related to flower and inflorescence. Inflorescence and flowers. Number one, peduncle. Peduncle, the main stem, main axis or stalk bearing flower, or the stem that bears flower is called peduncle. Main stalks. Suppose this is main stalk. From this base to this base attach on stem. From stem to this part is a peduncle. Main axis. Why it is called main axis? On this main axis, number of stalk develop. Number of here is 3. In some flower 4, 5, 6, indefinite. And this main stalk is called peduncle from base on stem to here. And on this peduncle, this a stalk of individual flower. Suppose this is flower, this is flower, this is flower. From this peduncle point to flower, that is a pedicel. Pedicel. Some flower are not pedicels, not stalked. Suppose this flower develop here on this stem on peduncle. That is called sessile. Sessile. Flower having no pedicel, not without pedicels, direct attach on stem. That is a sessile flowers. Then pedicellate. Pedicellate. Those flower bearing pedicel or stalk. That is called pedicellate. Suppose this is pedicellate. When sessile flower are not pedicellate. Those flower bearing pedicel, that is pedicellate. And next, solitary flowers, or this is also called single flowers, flower occurring singly. Suppose China rose, lotus, dhatura, number of example. That is a single flowers. single flower and group of flowers. Suppose the bubble, mango, then Ada thoda vrishika, onion, coriander, kothambir. This is a this example is a group of flowers, and this solitary flower, single flowers. Then receptacle, the rounded area at the top of stem that supports the head of flowers. Rounded area. We have see you have no sunflower, Suryapul. Sunflowers, a rounded area. On this rounded area, number of flowers develop, and on this rounded area, number of flowers develop, number of seeds are produced. This on this produce, that is called receptacle. Receptacle. Here is one example. This pedicel, bract on this pedicel and peduncle. From this part peduncle and this pedicel join this joining point. A leaf-like structure produce on both sides. This is one leaf. This is a other. That is a bract. And flowers. Then types of inflorescence. There are two main types of inflorescence. There are three types of inflorescence, but main are two main types. That one is racemose and other is cymose. Cymose and racemose. This racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. What is difference between racemose and cymose? We'll see here. Number 1 point, flower is indefinite. Flower is not definite. In racemose, indefinite. We cannot determine how many flowers on this branch or how many flowers on the stem on one flowers, one peduncle. Indefinite, indeterminate. Inflorescence, the main axis has limited growth. Limited growth means limited. We can determine, how many flowers produce in cymose, but in racemose we cannot determine it. Then second point, the younger flower present on apex. Younger flower present on apex and older on lower. Suppose in pedicel, at the apex parts, younger flowers present. They are budding conditions. They are immature. But in older flower, flowers in base, flowers are mature. This condition is called acropetal succession. Acropetal succession, growing point does not stop. Growing point does not stop. They can again and again produce flowers. In racemose inflorescence and otherwise cymose inflorescence, flowers are arranged in basipetal succession. Basipetal succession. That is older flower on apex and younger on base. Opposite sides. In racemose, younger flower on apex, but in here older flower on apex. This meaning is apex part of flowers or typical part is first mature than base. But in racemose, uh, base flower are first mature than apex. Then this inflorescence types are classified on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, there are three types of inflorescence. Number one, terminal inflorescence. Inflorescence developed from apicals. Terminal means apical position, apex position, and inflorescence developed from apicals. Example, crotalaria and croton. Second, axillary inflorescence. Inflorescence formed in axils of leaves and branches. In axils, that is dolichos. Then third type, on the basis of origin, in intercalary meristem. The inflorescence which is formed in internode, example, polystemon. No, in node and internode. We have seen in stem. Node and internode. Suppose sugar canes divide into node and internode. Jawar stem are clearly observed node and internode. In between two node, inner part is a internode, and both sides are some swelling. That is a node. On this node, the eye-like structure are observed appear in sugarcane and jawar. And on this internode, they produce flowers or branches or leaves. That is node internode. Second type of classification based on growth and development of peduncle. There are also three types based on growth and development of peduncles. There are also three types: racemose, thymose, and special types. In first slide, we have seen racemose and thymose. Racemose, indefinite or indeterminate flowers. In racemose, we have seen apex flower are younger and lower flowers are older. In thymose, apex flower is older or first mature than base flower, and some special types. Let's see one by one these three types of inflorescence: racemose, thymose, and special types. Then first type is a racemose, and their types: peduncle having indefinite growth. Again here indefinite growth of axis, and on the elongated peduncle, flowers are arranged acropetally or centripetally. There are 5 types of racemose inflorescence. There are 5 types. Number 1, raceme. Second, spike. Third, spadix. Fourth, capitulum or head. And fifth, umbel. There are 5 types of racemose inflorescence. We have seen one by one and their meaning and example. Raceme, number 1 type is a raceme. There are 5 types. From these 5 types, so number 1 is raceme. Then number 1 is raceme, and this raceme again divide into simple raceme and compound raceme. Simple raceme and compound raceme. Simple raceme. The main axis does not terminate into flowers, but continue to grow acropetal succession with stalked flower. With stalked flowers. Flowers are stalked. When stalked present, that is called pedicel. Pedicellate. Example: brassica, protolaria, caesalpinia, etc. Then other compound raceme, simple raceme, single raceme, compound group. When the main axis of raceme and lateral branches or axis bear flowers called compound racemes. When main axis of raceme, we have see this is a simple raceme. This is a simple raceme. Huh? Simple raceme. Suppose this is a peduncle. This peduncle. On this peduncle, number of pedicel present. This number of pedicel. And here racemo's character, apical are bud in condition, are immature, but lower flowers or basal flowers are fully mature. And apical are immature. Here is also apical are immature, but in compound raceme, this peduncle again produce secondary peduncle or pedicel. On this pedicel, number of flowers produced. That is a compound raceme. Then second type, spike. Spike are also compound spike and simple spike and compound spike. Simple spike and compound spike. This simple spike usually unbranched, elongated, simple, indeterminate, inflorescence whose flower are sessile. We have seen terminology. Sessile means, who tell me sessile? What is sessile? Who tell me sessile? No, sessile means without stalk, without pedicel. These flowers are, here is this flower, no stalk. Here is no stalk, not a pedicel developed. Flowers are direct develop on stem or peduncle. That is a sessile flowers. Spike flower is a sessile flower. Adathoda, Piper, Amaranthus, tuberose. This is some example of spike flowers. Then compound spike, main axis is elongated and compound in nature. Main axis is elongated and compound in nature. Refers to branch as triticum, oryza, rice, sunflower are triticum. This is an example of compound raceme. This third type of racemose inflorescence is a spadix. Spadix have three types. Simple spadix. This is a mixed spadix and compound spadix. Spadix are three types. We have seen first type. We have seen racemose, spike, and third is a spadix. Simple spadix. This is a modified type of spike. This is a modified type of spike. This is spike, but some modification or some changes in this flower, in which peduncle is thick. This peduncle is a thick. This peduncle small, stout, and flowers are unisexual and sessile, born on same axis. Example, arum. Flower are unisexual. Unisexual, one flower present only male or female organs. When both organs present on same plant, that is a bisexual. Then mixed spadix. Inflorescence is very large. Inflorescence is very large. Each fleshy and color spathe. Example, banana. This each inflorescence is very large, and each node we have seen node and internode. Node and internode. We have giving example, sugar cane, java, bajra, stem of bajra. Node and internode, color spathe are colored. Then compound spadix. Main axis is branched. Main axis is branched. Whole inflorescence is covered by woody spathe. Example, coconut. Coconut inflorescence, coconut flowers. Main axis is branched. Whole inflorescence is covered by woody spathe. Example, coconut.
सुबह के शो में मैंने कैंप बैंक का कॉल दिया था. अभी मैं वापस एक बार रीइटरेट अभी भी बाय करना चाहिए. फ्यूचर में 231 के 231.50 के आसपास ट्रेड कर रहा है. आपका अभी ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस 229.5 का रखना चाहिए.
Purim, the main axis is comparatively short. Main axis is comparatively short, and the lower flowers have longer stalks. Hello? हाँ सर, टीवी रा आवाज आ रहा था ये. आपको नहीं आ रहा? The main axis is comparatively short, and the lower flowers have longer stalk. Our pedicels than the upper ones, so that all flowers brought more or less in same level. Example, ivories. This is the best example, ivories. This is a main pedicel, peduncle. This main peduncle. On this peduncle, this flower, this pedicel are longer. Then this pedicel are some shorter. This short and upper are short. Why? They have a race, or they have a competition. Which flowers come into same level. That is a corim type, same level. And due to for this same level, lower flowers long stalk, and upper flowers are lower stalk. Fourth type, capitulum or head. Best example, sunflower. Capitulum, main axis is flattened to form more or less convex receptacles on which ray periphery and disc florets are arranged in centripetal order. The base of receptacle is surrounded by whorl of green bracts known as involucres. Main axis is flattened to form more or less there is on these receptacles, rounded structure receptacles, number of flowers develop. But in Suryapul, sunflowers, there are two type of flowers develop. These yellow colors that is a ray florets, and this inner parts a small indefinite flowers, that is a disc flower, disc florets, disc and ray florets arranged in centripetal. The base of receptacle is surrounded by a whorl of green bracts. This base of receptacle, receptacles means on which this group of flowers develop. That is a receptacle. This is a receptacle. This is a receptacle. This is ray floret, and this is disc floret. On this ray floret, a green bract, this green bract, that is called involucre. That is called this green bract on base of flower and terminal on peduncle, a pedicel, called involucre. Ray florets unisexual or bisexual. Ray floret, ray floret may be unisexual or bisexual, and disc floret are always bisexual. Ray floret unisexual, bisexual, and disc floret are always bisexual. And fifth type of racemose inflorescence, that is a umbel. Umbel are again divided into two type: simple umbel, compound umbel. Simple umbel, compound umbel. Main axis shortened. A group of pedicel late flower arise from the point. Example. Onion. Main axis shortened, a group of pedicel late flowers arise from the same point. That is a simple umbel. This onion, and on this onion, main axis is shortened and group of pedicel arise on same points. Then compound umbel, umbellate inflorescence produce lateral branches, and these branches bear umbels. Coriander. Example, coriander. Then cymose inflorescence. We have see. There are three main types of inflorescence. Number one is racemose, cymose, and special type. Racemose inflorescence, 5 type: raceme, spikes, spadix, umbel, corym. And other types, cymose inflorescence. We have see also difference between cymose and racemose. And the meaning of cymose and racemose. It is determinate type of inflorescence in which the growth of main axis is immediately terminated by the development of flower at its apex. It is a determinate. We can determine how many flowers. But on racemose, we cannot determine it. Indeterminate. Here is terminate. Flowers at its apex. Old flowers is at the apex, and young flower is on base. Type of racemose inflorescence: solitary simple cyme. Solitary in terminology, we have seen solitary means a single flower. Dhatura, this example is Dhatura, hibiscus rosa sinensis, Jashwan. This Dhatura is a single flowers, that is a apical axillary buds. Then second is a uniparous or monochagial cymes. Uniparous or monochagial cymes. Unus means one, parallel means to produce. To produce. In this type of inflorescence, the main axis ends in a flower and it produces only one lateral branch. In this type of inflorescence, the main axis ends in a flower and it produces only one lateral branch at a time, ending in a flowers. The lateral and succeeding branches again produce only one branch at a time. Like primary ones, true form of uniparous cyme may be as seen helicoid and scorpioid. Only one branch, suppose on one pedicel, one flower, they produce only again one branch, lateral, one flower. They again produce one branch. Example here, this is one main pedicel produce flowers, then second branch produce flower, they again second branch, again branch, and this is a helicoid. This is helicoid. But in scorpioid, a zigzag structure. Here one flower, left side, one right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side, right side. That is a scorpioid. Helicoid means one-sided. Scorpioid zigzag. The apex of peduncle terminate into flower, and a single lateral branch develops alternatively right and left to it. Right and left to it. And helicoid lateral branch develop on same side successively. Example, Hamelia. Then uniparous, one branch only. They divide helicoid and scorpioid. Then biparous cyme. Biparous cyme, also called dichagial cyme. Di means two. Biparous or dichagial cyme, the main axis ends in flower. This character is for cymose inflorescence. Main axis ends for flowers, and basal to opposite lateral branches produce younger flowers. Example, diathene. Diathene here. This flower, the next side is flowers. This main branch flower, both sides are, that is called dichagial. Then multiparous or polychagial, monochagial or unichagial, dichagial, multi or polychagial. The main thus main axis ends in flowers. After producing many lateral branches which form many lateral flowers. Main axis ends in flower after producing many lateral branches. Main flowers produce on this base, many lateral branches form lateral flowers and gives appearance of umbel, more than two lateral arise. From the axis of whorl leaves present below the terminal flower, each lateral branch terminated in a flowers, calotropous. Asclepias, Calotropus, rooty, that is umbel-like structure produce. Then special type of inflorescence. Special types of inflorescence. Number one is a special type of inflorescence, Hypanthodium. Hypanthodium. It consists of hollow flask-shaped, fleshy axis opening by small ostiole at the apex. Many reduced flowers are arranged closely along its inner surface. Male flowers are stipulated near the periphery and female flowers in the center. And female flowers in center. It consists of hollow and flask-shaped, fleshy axis is fleshy, and opening a small ostiole. Example, ficus, anjir, umber. You have seen ficus. Here ficus. This hollow structure on inner sides and small ostiole, small pore-like structure from this passing from hollow to back sides or outer sides. In this hollow structure, flowers develop in hollow structure. This is a unique, means otherwise flower produce on branch, but in ficus flowers flower produce in between fruit, that is a Hypanthodium. And but in this flashy, two type of flowers, male flowers and periphery female flowers. Centrally male flowers and peripherally female flowers develop on this hollow structure or in between the fruit. Then verticillation. Second special type, verticillation, when flowers arise in axils of bracts. When flowers arise in axil of bracts arranged opposite to each other, each cluster of flower in this type of inflorescence represent diachazial sign. As example, labiating. When flowers arise in axils of bracts, basil, like tulsi. Best examples is osmum or tulsi, basil. Their axil is a bract, both sides two bracts arranged opposite to each other. Each cluster of flower in this type of inflorescence represent diachazial sign. Then third special type is Cythium. First Hypanthodium, verticillation, and Cythium. And Cythium, a cup-shaped involucre is formed by the union of bracts. At the center, biggest female flower is present, and it is surrounded by number of male flowers. Nectar secreting glands is present on involucres. Example, Euphorbia. The cup-shaped involucre. This is a cup-shaped involucres. This cup-shaped involucres form on union of bracts. This involucre form due to the union of bract. We have see bracts, a small leaf-like structure produced on base of pedicel peduncle, pedicel, that is a bract. Cup-like involucre is formed union of bracts at the center. Biggest female flower is present, and it is surrounded by a number of male flowers. Nectar secreting gland is present on involucre. Nectar secreting, some fluid secretion on this Cythium type of inflorescence. This is a type of inflorescence. We have seen definition of inflorescence and classification of inflorescence on the basis of arrangement, on the basis of structure, and types of inflorescence. There are three main type of inflorescence: racemose, cymose, and special type. Racemose inflorescence have 5 types. Raceme again divided into simple raceme, compound raceme, spike again divided into simple spike, mixed spike, compound spike. Then Spadix again divided into 3 types. Spadix, then umbel, and capitulum. These 5 type of, then racemose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence uniparous or monochagial, biparous or dichagial, and multi or polychagial. Uniparous, biparous, and multiparous or polychagium. Then special types: Hypanthodium, verticillester, and Cythium. This is a type of inflorescence. Then role of inflorescence or function of inflorescence. Number 1, function or role: serves as an important taxonomic character. This inflorescence is one of the important taxonomic character. Taxonomy means study of external character of plants, plant taxonomy. External character of, for external character study, inflorescence is also important character. Then grouping of flowers attracting pollinating agent. Due to this inflorescence, grouping of flowers, inflorescence means group of flowers developed. And this, due to this grouping, insect or pollinating agents, whether maybe animals, insect, birds, they are attract and pollination takes place suddenly. Many flowers pollinated by insect in a single visit. This means many flower pollinated in a single visit. Means suppose one insect come in contact with this inflorescence. One inflorescence have a group of flowers. On this group of flowers, the insect contact, and number of flowers are pollinated at a single visit, single contact. Number of flower present, number of flower pollinating. Then fourth function or role. Younger flowers open later. Younger flowers open later than the older flowers, make flowering period longer. This point we on which type of inflorescence occur? Younger flower open on later than older flowers, makes flowering period longer. Younger flowers open on later. Which type of inflorescence appear? In which type of inflorescence appear? Younger flowers are open later. Anybody tell me? We have seen racemose inflorescence. Basal flowers are first mature, then younger. younger flowers are later mature. Later mature. The younger flowers open later than the older flowers, makes flowering period longer. Flowering period longer. Lower flowers mature, then upper, then upper, then upper, and then upper, and suddenly their flowering period is longer. Help to avoid sudden damage to all flower due to natural calamities. This inflorescence sudden damage. There is not sudden damage. Suppose all flower mature in same period, same day. They are suddenly damaged. But lower flower first mature, or in cymodes, upper flower first mature. Then these upper flowers are damaged, but lower flowers are not damaged because they are in bud conditions. Bud conditions. This is also role of inflorescence. Then the type of inflorescence is very crucial in hybridization. Type of inflorescence is very crucial for hybridization. Hybridization means hybrid variety comes. Number of hybrid varieties comes out due to this hybridization. Hybridization program help to indicate primitive and advanced nature of that family. Then role of inflorescence in tissue culture for haploid production. Haploid and diploid. Haploid means half number of chromosomes, and diploid means double number of chromosomes. Half number of chromosomes and double means, and for tissue culture, these inflorescence are important role in tissue culture. Tissue cultures. Now, first hybridization comes. Due to this hybridization, new and new varieties comes in our field. Then tissue culture. From this tissue culture, nowadays, these bird conditions and plantation due to this tissue culture. Tissue culture means one part of leaf or stem, they produce number of plants. This is a role of inflorescence. So we have seen definition of inflorescence, type of inflorescence, difference between cymose and racemose inflorescence, then role of inflorescence. I can ask some questions, or how much you understand, or for feedback, some questions asking. Number one question: what is inflorescence? What is inflorescence? Tell me, anybody? Tell me inflorescence, definition of inflorescence, or meaning of inflorescence. Yes, yes, meaning of inflorescence. Their answer is inflorescence is a specialized branch of flowers bearing a group of flowers. We have seen definition, three type of definition. Inflorescence is a specialized branch of flower bearing a group of flowers. Then second question, how many type of inflorescence? This is simple and easy questions. Racemose, cymose, third type, special type. There are three type of inflorescence. In racemose inflorescence, flowers are racemose inflorescence, flowers are acropetal succession, Flowers are acropetal in succession. Fourth question. Which type of onion inflorescence? Onion will त्याच्यातून onion inflorescence कोणता आहे? We have see example of onion inflorescence. Which type of onion inflorescence? Number A, raceme, B, corym, third, catkin, and fourth, umbel. Fourth, umbel. Fourth, umbel. Which type of onion inflorescence? Onion inflorescence. त्याच्यातलं कोणतं टाइप आहे onion inflorescence? No. Umbel. Now see, umbel is a type of onion inflorescence. Umbel type of inflorescence in onion. And question number 5th, in Musaceae, the inflorescence is which type? Which inflorescence occur in Musaceae? Musaceae means Musa paradicola. Musa paradicola means banana. Banana, केळी. केळीचं inflorescence कोणतं आहे? Which type of inflorescence in banana? Spadix. We have seen Spadix, mixed Spadix, compound Spadix, and Spadix. A larger spathe. That is a banana. Spadix type of inflorescence occur in Musaceae is a family of banana. Banana is a one member of Musaceae family. Spadix. Then question number 6. Helicoid inflorescence is found in, or example of helicoid inflorescence. Helicoid inflorescence. We have seen monochagial. In cymogen, this is the same type of cymogen inflorescence. In monochagial, one branch produce one flower produce, they again produce only one branch, and this flower again produce one branch, and helicoids and scarpoid. We have see helicoid and scarpoid. Scarpoid means zigzag, and helicoids means one-sided in monochagial inflorescence. The Hamelia, we have see Hamelia is an example of helicoid inflorescence. Question number 7. Arrangement of floral axis is inflorescence. Then eighth question, inflorescence of coriander is, where see now inflorescence of coriander, kothambir. Inflorescence of coriander is umbel or umbels. Inflorescence consisting of unisexual sessile flower is dash. Inflorescence consisting of unisexual sessile flower. Unisexual sessile flower is remind. Can you remember? Inflorescence consisting of unisexual sessile flower is a catkin. Catkin. And last question. The glooms occur in which inflorescence? Gloom. Gloom are occurring in jowar, rice, bajra, wheat, bamboo. This inflorescence is called spikelet inflorescence. Spikelet inflorescence. And here we have see in detail types and role of inflorescence. Types and role of inflorescence in detail. Any problem you can ask me now or anytime. Okay, thank you.